There comes a point where science can only go so far. I had a nightmare. My guides came into my dream. He said, "You have breast cancer." My intuition and physician within saved my life.
Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening.
You were born with inner guidance. Let me teach you how to use it.
Three, two, one. We're live, Kat.
Do you feel like you don't have time for meditation? Well, perhaps you don't have time not to meditate. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, author of multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland, about precognitive dreams. Those are dreams that come true. And our guests tonight are experts on the heart and science of yoga and meditation. Welcome, Leonard Perlmutter, and I love that name because it means Perlmutter in German, and Michel Pascal.
Hello, thank you so much. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
These are exciting times, Michel and Leonard, because it's the 70th anniversary of Biography of a Yogi. And I've been watching it on TV. There are all these snippets coming on, and he was such an amazing person. And so I'm really thrilled that we're going to be able to touch on some of those subjects tonight in this program. So let's start with you, Leonard. While most of us perceive yoga kind of as a valuable source of exercise or quieting the mind, you see yogi and yoga as something much, much more. Could you explain that to us?
Well, yoga essentially is a science. It's a template for creating conscious, discriminating choices that will enable us to fulfill the purpose of our lives without pain, without misery, and without bondage. Even the physical postures of yoga are really about the mind. You see, the mind always moves first, and then the body follows. I can't even raise my hand without first entertaining a thought. So in order for me to do a posture, I have to give my attention first to my thought process, to will the body to move in a certain position. Mm-hmm. So all power flows from the subtle to the gross. And for thousands of years, women and men who have practiced yoga science, including the postures of hatha yoga, have worked with the mind first. And the pain that we feel in the body, the inflexibility that we feel in the body, is really just a function of the fact that we have mental conflict. There is inflexibility in the mind. The mind is attracted to things that it likes, and has an allergic reaction to things that it doesn't like. But that which we like and might be pleasant isn't always good for us, and that which is unpleasant and that we don't like isn't always bad for us. And yet, if the mind creates these attachments to both pleasure and pain, going after what we only like and avoiding what we dislike, that mental inflexibility has to create physical inflexibility.
And what's amazing is Dr. Oz really does agree with everything you say, because I have your book here, and it's a big book. It's an amazingly beautiful book too. And Dr. Oz actually endorsed your book, and he said, comprehensively outlines the holistic benefits of yoga and brought joy to this heart surgeon's heart. So that was Dr. Oz commenting
very
on your book. Now, do you happen to have a copy of your book with you? Or if you don't, I will hold it up for you.
Sure.
You do? Great. That's a beautiful book.
Thank you.
And it is just, I mean, it's not just words. There's everything you can imagine in a book, in this book, that you would need to know. So let's, Michel, I have a question for you now. How does all of what Leonard just said tie into meditation?
First, I am very happy to discover Leonard today, because in New York, many times I have the chance to co-teach with Sri Dharma Mitra. So yoga and meditation, of course, are hand by hand. Meditation in Tibetan language means exactly I train my mind. So my question was, how can I train my mind in my daily life, in my daily stress? When I go to my workplace, when I am in the traffic, how can I recycle? Or
I like that,
stressful,
recycle.
how can I recycle the mental toxin that I receive every day? How can I be more present to my life? This is the only question, because when we are more present, when we are more calm, the mind is more clear. And more the mind is clear, more we are happy, more we can find any solutions to our problem. So for me, meditation, in a Buddhism perspective, meditation means in Tibetan or in Sanskrit to train our mind. But we can say, how can we train our mind in our daily life, in our daily stress, in the traffic, in a train? How can my money problem become my meditation teacher? How can I use all the difficulties? How can I be more calm in Times Square, for example? Many times I organize retreat in Times Square or at my workplace. So it is the reason why really I discover Leonard today, and it's a gift for me to see what you do with yoga. And we are very complementary. We say the same thing with different angles.
Yes.
Because the only thing is to be more present to our life. I talk with you, Kat. I talk with Leonard.
Yes.
I am with you.
You're with me.
My mantra is to say hello, how are you?
You know what I really liked about what Michel just said, Leonard? You know, what stuck in my mind as the layperson here, you guys are the experts, is it's sort of like you take the garbage from the stress and you reformulate it, and boom, you've got this positive energy. That's profound. I really like that. That's sort of like picking up the trash from the world and finding a way to convert it into positive energy to give out to everybody for free. I really like that whole idea. So, you know, I think that there's some really important lessons all of our live audience can learn today, and then everybody who downloads this later. But Michel, I received a message that you sang at the 70th anniversary celebration of the autobiography of a yogi at the Bodhi Tree Live Studio in LA. Is that correct? We do have chat here. And
yes,
stuff coming
yes. In LA, we have a saint. His name is Yogananda.
Yes.
Yogananda is exceptional in the world. And of course, his teaching, his message, his soul, he is a bodhisattva. He is a saint in Los Angeles. So to me, I am meditation teacher and singer, but it was an amazing gift for me to come to sing, to celebrate the beauty of Yogananda. So
great.
nothing is more beautiful when we go to Lake Shrine, where Yogananda, but Lake Shrine can be in our mind and must be in our mind. Peace, it's like oxygen. It's anytime, anywhere. And especially when we are at the workplace, we need to be more calm.
More
because
kind.
when we are more kind, but calm, when we are more calm, at the workplace, we rediscover our office. Suddenly my office become my yoga room, the place where I feel good. I love to practice yoga with Dharma Mitra, with Sonia Kendall. She is my teacher. She directs the Dharma Yoga Center of Los Angeles. I love to practice yoga, but as Leonard knows, and he knows that better than me, yoga, it's an attitude. It's a perception of life. It's not only posture. It's like in meditation. When we practice, we need to integrate deeply our practice in our daily life. There is not a time to be calm and a time to be stressed. This is the same time. And more we are calm at the workplace, more we have energy. Because more we are calm, more the mind is stable, more we are creative, productive, intuitive. So there is no choice in America. We need to be more calm.
So, Michel, do you have your book with you? Do you have a copy of your book?
I think so. I think so.
He was very calm. Great. Can you hold it over on the other side of you, actually? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the other, not the back of the book, the front of the book. There you go. Yes, that's great. It's simply only because I have all the pictures of all of you here, and I want to really see the book. And that's a beautiful book as well. So now, Leonard, I've got another question for you that's kind of in with what we were just talking about. Sure. I believe I read in your book that you say, and let me read this so I'm sure I get it right. One of our most fascinating revolutions is that when we intentionally turn away from unhealthy temptations toward better choices, it's not a sacrifice. So you're saying if I turn away from my ice cream, that's not going to be a sacrifice?
Well, let's take a look at what sacrifice means. Sacrifice comes from the Latin sacrifici. It means to make it sacred. So if I have a desire for anything that is in conflict with my inner wisdom, if I act on it, I'm going to be in pain. If I sacrifice it, I am making my energy that has come to me in a debilitating, contractive form. I am taking that and I am facilitating the transformation of that energy. When we were in 4th grade, 5th grade, we learned that energy cannot be created nor can it be destroyed, but it can be transformed. So when I am aware of a desire for something that is in conflict with my inner wisdom, if I serve it, my action will conflict with my inner wisdom, and the consequence will be physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual dis-ease or pain. But if I make this contractive, debilitating force of energy and take it and sacrifice it, it can be transformed into strategic reserves of a healing and a positive energy, an increase in my willpower, and an expansion of my superconscious wisdom.
That's great, because I think I can still have my ice cream then.
Well, sometimes the ice cream will have the good housekeeping seal of approval of our own inner wisdom, and we're to enjoy it. We have a body, we have senses, life is to be enjoyed. The problem is not the ice cream. The problem is the attachment for the ice cream.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm okay. I think the attachment is just every now and then I need some food for my soul to get rid of the stress.
Well, we all need sweetness in life. Mm-hmm. And the more that we can base our outer action on our inner wisdom, the universe provides us sweetness in healthy forms.
I agree. So, Michel, why do you suppose we experience stress? Because I'll tell you, you don't look stressed to me at all. So why do you suppose some of us experience that stress? You know, they kind of, you may have met them. They're I call them the tornado people. They tend to live in that little tornado. I don't know if maybe what Leonard just said, they're comfortable there. What are your feelings about that?
To live is to choose. To live is to choose. I am faced to you. You are faced to me. We can decide to be more stressed. Stress, it's an addiction. I love when, Leonard, you talk about the ice cream and the attachment. Every emotion, it's a neurochemical addiction. So, for example, if you are attached to the stress, tomorrow you will be more stressed, next week more stress, next year, etc., etc. But we can be attached to be calm, and especially in America, because you, Kat, for example, you have a life very active, very productive, but you can make the experience. If you are stressed, you lose your energy. If you are stressed, you are tired, you don't feel good. It's a neurochemical addiction, and stress destroys our immune system. We know that in science since many years. There is no debate about that. And we are educated at the opposite of the goal. The goal is to be more happy, more stable, more active. But we are educated at the opposite because we think that more we are stressed, more we are normal. But to be stressed, it's a severe problem for the health. So we can't say I am normal because I destroy my immune system. I am normal because I am more and more tired year after year. No. So like we say, like a joke, but we have no other choice. And especially in this time, in America and in the world, because this world is very, very superactive. So we need to meditate like a dolphin. I mean, we need to breathe, to jump and to dive inside us and to discover that there is a world outside, the stress, the tension, but we have a world inside. We have a soul. We have a spiritual dimension. So when we meditate, for example, like a dolphin, I use this metaphor because one day I was in Santa Monica. I love to swim. And I saw a dolphin just close to me. And this dolphin became my meditation teacher. I saw he jumps, he smiles. You see, every dolphin, they smile. And he dives in the peace of the ocean. So when we are at the workplace, for example, I explain that in the book, Meditation for Daily Stress. We can meditate like a dolphin. We can dive inside us. And around us, we can have a lot of stressful energy, tensions, but we are more calm inside. And when we meditate like a dolphin, when we are more calm, immediately we feel better. Immediately we rediscover our co-workers, our job, our life. We are more present. This is the best way to be in the attachment. I like saying to be attachment of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's interesting, Kat. It's interesting that in ancient days in India, they didn't have a word for stress.
Yes.
The word that they used was avidya, ignorance. So whenever a human being ignores our essential nature of spirit, sat, chit, anand, we are eternal beings. We are pure consciousness, wisdom, and bliss, having a human experience in time and space through a mind-body-sense complex. But when we ignore our core, our essential nature, that which is eternal, then we feel terrible. And somewhere in English, they came up with a word and they called it stress. But stress is just energy. And it's not necessary for us to be debilitated by stress, by this energy, as long as we can create a bridge of yoga in our lives that encourages us to think the thought, speak the word, and take the action that always reflects the perfection of this intuitive library of wisdom that is within us, that is us having this human experience.
Oh, that's
I mean, I thought, of course, there is no debate. I am totally agree with that you say, Leonard, from all my heart. Because peace is anytime, anywhere. We are educated with a wrong perception, with ignorance, as you say. We think there is a time I can be quiet in a landscape or during the weekend, for example. And the Monday morning, when I go back to my job, this is, the moment in America we have the highest suicide tendency. Because there is up and down in the brain. So it's a wrong perception. We can be calm in our job, in our daily life. We can be calm in the traffic. I love to teach meditation for Uber drivers in the freeway at the rush hour. No, I'm serious. How my car in the traffic can become my yoga shrine? How can I feel my soul in the traffic? I mean, any situation, it's an opportunity. It's not one more day. Today, it's not one more day to go to my job, to take my car. Today, I have one more chance. One more chance to recycle the energy, to be more present to my life. To say, like I said this morning to you, Kat, how are you? Many times I say my mantra, it's simple. How are you? How many times per day we say to someone, how are you? Or I say to Leonard at the beginning, I am happy to see you. But this is my mantra. Because we know words are cognitive process, hormone in the brain, so consequence in the body. All is interdependent. So when I am present to say, hello, how are you, Kat? Hello, Leonard. I am happy to see you, my brother. Immediately, I feel better. So when we are present to our words, the most simple words. Me, I love Saint Therese of Lisieux. For her, spirituality, she says all the time, God is simple. God is simple. But we are too much complicated for nothing. And like you say, Leonard, it's ignorance. I am ignorant. I didn't know that I can be calm in my job. I didn't know I have more energy suddenly. I didn't know that. I was in ignorance. So this is the key.
So some people ask, is meditation like hypnotism? And of course the answer is no. The truth is that we are already hypnotized. It is meditation that dehypnotizes us. We are hypnotized into believing that I am the body, that I am the mind, that I am my thoughts, desires, emotions, concepts. Yes, I have a relationship with the body. Yes, I have a relationship with the mind. And I have a relationship with sense objects. But I am not them. I am pure consciousness, having a human experience in time and space.
yes.
There is something just to complete what say Leonard, because it's really beautiful what you say. There is something very interesting. You know, diabolos in Greek, diabolos means devil. But diabolos means divider. So I am not present. I am in my phone. I am here. I am possessed. I am divisor. So diabolos, the devil, means I am divider. But monachos in Greek is the opposite. Monachos means I met unity. I am present. Monachos gives the word monks, moine in French. So we have to live is to choose between diabolos and monachos. To live is to choose between to say, oh, hello, Leonard, it's great to see you. Hello, Kat. Oh, it's great, my friend, blah, blah, blah. This is blablatation. It's not it's blablatation.
And so the culture encourages us to multitask, which is impossible for any human being. It is impossible to multitask, and yet the culture supports that and encourages that. But in order for us to experience the delusion of multitasking, what has to happen? A cascade of hormones has to surge through the entire physiology and is poisoning the system. It's depressing the immune system. It's depressing the mind, so that the mind can go back and forth between two objects very quickly. And we say, oh, yes, I can multitask. It's impossible to multitask. Now, one-pointed attention, dharana, or monotasking, allows the mind to be one-pointed, to give our full, exclusive attention to one object. And that is the pathway to the superconscious portion of the mind that lies beyond the conscious, that lies beyond the unconscious. The same portion where Albert Einstein saw mathematical equations, the same portion of the mind where Paul McCartney hears beautiful melodies. It doesn't mean that I'm going to become a songwriter, and it doesn't mean that somebody else is going to become necessarily a mathematician or a physicist. What it does mean is the more that we can focus our attention to one thing that our inner wisdom is asking us to give the attention, then we can access the superconscious wisdom that is within us, that is us, that will tell us 24/7 what is the thought to think, what is the word to speak, what is the action to take that will enable me to fulfill the purpose of my life without pain, without misery, and without bondage.
Those are beautiful thoughts. And gentlemen, I would love to go on for hours with this. We could have such a great time. But we're down to our last 2 minutes, and I want to make sure our audience knows how to find your book. So let's start with you, Michel. How can our audience find your book and contact you if they want to find you?
You can find my book if you come in my home. I have one book. Now, you can find my book, Meditation for Daily Stress, in any Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, everywhere. And if you go on my website, michelpascal.tv, you have a lot of videos and audio, and you have also the concert that I give all the time. I perform at Carnegie Hall again this year. Last year, I give a show at Carnegie Hall, and again, Carnegie Hall has asked me to sing this year, so I will invite Leonard. If I will be so happy to meet you physically again, maybe. Yes. And so on my Twitter, Michel Meditates, or michelpascal.tv, or my book, Meditation for Daily Stress. And just to finish, I want to say something very important. I work for prisoners. I direct meditation for daily stress for prisoners in California. And I want, before to finish, to share an amazing data. In California, 80% of parolees, they go back to jail. But with meditation for daily stress at Amity Foundation, the big foundation in California for prisoners, where we develop this program, the same percentage, 80%, they never return to jail. That's 80%, they find a job, they rebuild a family. So yes, we can. To live is to choose. We can re-educate our brain. We can be more happy, more stable. It's not a hope. It's not a blah blah. It's a data for prisoners who have PTSD. So in a very difficult situation. So it is important to realize that every situation of our life, it's an amazing teaching. It's an amazing opportunity. I say bye-bye to you, Kat, from my heart. I say bye-bye to you, my friend Leonard, from all my heart.
I want to spell your name. I want to spell your name for the audience, though, so they can find you. And it's Michel, Pascal. Okay, Michel, Pascal, beautiful name. So Leonard, how can we find your book and get in contact with you?
Well, thank you. The book is called The Heart and Science of Yoga. And similarly, it's available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com. Our website of the American Meditation Institute, which I founded in 1996, the website is americanmeditation.org, americanmeditation.org. And the book is there. We have videos. We have online classes every week. We study the Bhagavad Gita every week. We have, this coming Saturday, we'll have an online course on the teachings of the Compassionate Buddha. It's all yoga science. Every religion on the planet originally came from yoga.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you both for being on the show with us tonight. And audience, you can download this show. It's going to be on the Kat Kanavos Show Facebook page, and it will go automatically up onto Spreaker for those of you who just want to listen. Let's say you want to play it in your car while you're driving. It'll be okay. And I will be sending these links to you, gentlemen. So thank you again for being on the show with us tonight.
Thank you. From all my heart to each other.
Thank you. And Rachel, our fearless producer, thank you for helping us get on tonight.
Thank you, Rachel.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you.